Hey everyone, Dean here with another product review. This week we've got a filter kit from Nissi. It's called the FS-ND kit. It is a round filter system, so an ND filter system, so neutral density for shooting long exposures. Now this is a little bit different. Normally with round filters we need to screw them on. These are not screw-ons, these are a press fit, so they press on. It comes with a adapter ring that you'll screw onto the front of your lens, and then each of these filters simply presses onto that adapter ring. Now Nissi sent me this set, it was about 4 or 5 months ago, and so I did a full review on it. This kit that I have here is actually a pre-production kit, so they hadn't been in production then. They sent me this kit. I did the review according to what I had, what they sent me, and now that they have been released, I'm finding I really need to redo the start of this video and the end of it because the kit is slightly different to this. So my apologies, but this video is going to jump a little bit from here to the review that I did. But the good thing to know is that the filters themselves are exactly the same. So I did quite a bit of testing on these, and so they are exactly the same. What they have changed is they give us a different pouch, so they actually made a pouch specifically to take these. This is just their normal caddy pouch. So there's a nice soft pouch. It will Velcro to the leg of a tripod, as in some of the other Nissi pouches, so that's different. The packaging is different, no biggie there. But the other main thing that's different is that I only got one adapter ring. So one adapter ring to suit one size lens or one filter thread size here. These kits now come with 4 different adapter rings, and there's 4 different kits. So over the 4 kits, 3 of them actually suit 4 different size filter fronts. And so when I say that, like this is 82mm, I'm talking the diameter of the thread here, not the actual lens. So it's not like you're using a 50mm lens. It's on the front here. So you'll find that marked in here normally on the inside of the barrel of the lens. If not, grab your lens cap and it's normally stamped inside there. So as I said, 3 kits have 4 adapters. So that means that these filters will fit 4 different lenses that have different sizes. And then there's a really large kit there that does an 86 and a 95mm filter front, so that does 2. So that's the main difference, and that was a bit of a bugbear when I did this kit. I said, you know, why am I only getting one adapter ring? This is only going to fit one size lens. Now I've got to buy another whole kit or use a stepping ring or something silly. So they've addressed that, fantastic. Now the other thing in these kits, I only got 1 cap, you actually get 7. Yeah, I thought it was a typo, but no, you're hearing me correctly, you get 7 of these. Why on earth do we want 7 of these lens caps? Well, you probably don't, but anyway, you get 7. You get 4 step rings, so what you can do is put your 4 adapter rings onto your lenses, okay, into your camera bag with a lens cap on it. So there goes 4 of them. And then if you happen to have 3 of these, if you're using 3 on lenses at the same time, if you have a filter on there, then the lens cap fits on there as well. So beautiful. Bit excess, but I guess you'll lose a couple of them anyway. It's always better to have too many than not enough. So let's dive into the review that I did. I'm going to tell you about this bit, really interesting, the FS part, the full spectrum. These are quite different to any other filters that I've ever seen. So let's have a look at that. So now we come to the interesting bit, the FS, the full spectrum. I hadn't really heard of this before, and I did some research and found a little bit of information, but there's not a hell of a lot there. But I think now I have a pretty good understanding of how this works. So the full spectrum part, what it means is that the filter filters through the whole spectrum of light, the full complete spectrum of light. So what that means at the end of the day is that you get absolutely pure natural colour. There's no colour cast at all, and I mean no colour cast at all. Okay, I did some testing, so I thought there's two ways to test this, technically and in the real world. So I set up indoors, I set up a chart, and so I shot that with no filters and with a 3.6 and the 10. And then, you know, I had a look at those, compared them, I laid them on top of each other in Photoshop, had a really good look, and believe me, there is absolutely no colour cast, nothing at all. It's absolutely pure colour, exactly as you see it. So if you are after a set of filters and you're really specific and really particular with your colour, then these are absolutely ideal. I did test it also against the V7 system, because it's interesting, you know, the V7 system, it has some coatings on those filters, and I know it has some UV coatings and I know it has some infrared coatings, and that's why on the V7 system we get such nice colour. I wouldn't say the V7 system throws a colour cast, but when you shoot a longer exposure, so the shorter ones, you know, up to probably 10 seconds are fine. But once you get into 1 to 2 minutes, you get a slight colour shift. It's like, it's not a colour cast, so it's not magenta creeping in or anything else. It's just a slight shift, and I would probably describe it as slightly more saturated, I guess, but it is slightly different. So I tested these against the V7 system, and you can see it in the longer exposure. The shorter ones, you can't tell any difference, but once you get into the longer ones, you can see the V7 has a slight colour change. And that's because on the V7 system, the coatings on that cut out part of the infrared spectrum, so not the whole lot of the infrared spectrum. So they'll cut out part of it and they'll cut out part of the UV. So instead of, you know, if this is your complete colour spectrum and these filter that whole spectrum, then the V7 system is sort of like, you know, it's filtering that much. So as much as the V7 is, you know, that system is probably the best drop-in filter system I've ever used for colour. There is a slight difference in the really long exposures. So these are, you know, really, really good for that. I did also do some real world testing. I thought, well, you know, it's fair enough to shoot a test chart or something, but what happens in the real world? So I did a couple of tests outdoors and compared those, and had the same results. Like the colour, the trueness of colour is absolutely amazing. So there we have it, the FS-ND kit by Nissi. It's the new kit for landscape photography in their Swift system. If you've got any questions, just leave a comment. If you want to buy a set of these and you're in Australia, then I'll leave some links to my website and you can purchase them there. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Ciao.